It's December, okay? I never do shit with my background. Thank Alexis for this. It's like, oh, well, it's just stuff hanging on the walls. Yeah, fuck you. I mean, hey, I could have just left a straight blank white wall like it has been for years. Not sure if sub boxes ended up working yesterday. It's really strange, really weird. Less than 100,000 subs to go. We've been growing a whole bunch every single day. Just thank you guys so much. If you're new here, please subscribe. Let's get to the video. So, I'm level 55. I've just been kind of sitting here for a while. I don't really know, like, the exact situation or if I'm gonna, like, complicate anything by prestiging again with the whole stats and stuff like that. Hopefully coming back for me. I've been actually hearing about people talking about if they don't get their stats back, they're gonna be filing lawsuits and shit like that, or just like cases and shit with them. Just because it's security and stuff, it ain't our fault. But it's cool to know that I can actually do that. That shit just sounds fucking crazy to me. Well, let's talk about a problem probably much smaller than this, to be honest. Not probably, it most definitely is a smaller issue. You guys have probably heard me talk about this a couple times already. I gave it the name op spawning or operator spawning. This video, in a sense, could most definitely make the issue worse by making people aware of the whole thing, but it's been happening more and more each and every single game that I've just been getting into over and over and over again. I don't know how many other people are experiencing this. I've had a few people tell me that it's happened to them a couple times, but nothing insane. I definitely think this is something that deserves to be patched and isn't being used the way that it should be. It's most definitely being abused, and it especially is something that is extremely effective to do in TDM of all modes as well. You ever get into situations in game where you end up facing multiple people at once, you pick maybe one or two people off, you dip behind cover and just try to heal yourself, but you know they're closing in on you and you virtually have decided in your head, I'm probably dead, or at least my chances of winning this fight are incredibly slim. This basically allows you a get out of jail free card at the expense of your kill streak anyway. It's especially useful in TDM because it won't allow the other team to kill you. That's how ridiculous it is. So I'll show you once I get in game here, and I got a fix for it, or at least what I believe would be a good fix for it anyway. I don't know why TREYARCH decided to do things this certain way. I don't think people should be punished for this. I think it's just something that people are able to abuse and exploit. I think it's something that should definitely be able to get patched pretty easily, I feel like anyway. Already a mechanic in the game that the operator spawning thing should just follow suit for. I'll talk about this whole thing in order, just so I don't confuse people. And it's not like it's a very confusing thing or something that requires a ton of explanation, but I feel like it requires enough explanations for just in case people over at TREYARCH or Vonderhaar, I'm not exactly sure who the correct person is that the video could potentially make it to make any kind of difference whatsoever, because a lot of people are like, oh, just contact Vonderhaar for virtually everything. That's just not his job. My God, what are you guys doing? Come on, man. So whenever you go to change your class, for example, right? I'm in the game currently and I cannot change my class in my current life. See, your class will change the next time you spawn. But here's the thing. When I die and spawn back, I will be back with my paladin class. This class in particular, right there. Now, the thing is, right now, I'm spawned in as Crash. If I want to, right now, also change my class and change my operator, all I need to do, instead of waiting to die and respawn, all I have to do is select my specialist and I'm in with my weapon that I wanted, and it spawned me in a different location. I also only have one death, which is from one of the people over on the other team. It's not my own death from me respawning like that. Do not receive a death for respawning as a different character. For example, here, I'll show you. I just died a second time right there. I'm 4-2 currently. Now we're gonna swap our operator over to Prophet. We're still 4-2. In TDM, your KD is virtually the only thing that matters. And yes, obviously getting your streaks going and stuff like that are very important, and obviously it's not a complete one-sided exploit or anything like that. There is sort of a cost to do it, but basically here, I'll show you an example of how you can abuse something like this. So they got an attack chopper coming in, so the other team is already winning. 9-bang. Operator spawn out. I don't receive a death for it. So in a game like this, specifically TDM, where, you know, your KD is the thing that ultimately matters the most, you're not dying a whole bunch of times where the other team is getting points off of you, and you're also scoring points for your team by killing the other team, right? So whenever I'm in a fight where I feel like I'm going to end up losing it, you can simply end up just taking cover and then operator spawning out of the entire awful situation you got yourself into. Now, yeah, it does end your streak, and it's like, well, what's the point? The reality of it is that's one less death that your team has on their record, and also one less death that the other team can get on you. I'm pretty sure if you get injured by somebody and then try to op spawn out, I still don't think it even counts as a death. I can try to show you guys some examples of things that I ended up coming across, maybe, if the theater mode's working anyway. I've had multiple situations where the game was about to end, or I was about to get a kill streak, for example, and I went to go kill somebody. I'll either hit mark them, or I see my team is suppressing them with a whole bunch of fire. I see that they haven't died. They take cover, and I jump around the corner, and they've completely disappeared. That's because they operator spawned out of the thing. They paused the game when they knew that they were going to die and switched operators so it didn't count as a death. It didn't count towards your team's score. It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything other than bail the person out of that shitty situation and then reset their kill streak. Now, I don't know if it was absolutely intended to be this way, but I feel like if more and more people start doing this, literally the entire lobby, every single lobby, is going to be filled with a whole bunch of people just constantly spawning out, spawning out, spawning out, spawning. And you can do this infinitely throughout the game. I mean, there is a cooldown for like 10, 15 seconds, I think. But yeah, this thing is just highly abusable. So now that I explained how unhealthy it could be for the game, by the way, I'm wearing my hat because we're talking about sketchy things and I look like a drug dealer. Virtually the best way to be able to fix this entire thing, I believe anyway, is to not allow people to get that free respawn and replacement. It basically needs to act like how it does whenever you're trying to swap classes, where it will pop up and say, the next time you spawn, this is what you are. Next time you spawn, then you get it. I believe that should be the way that it works for operators as well. It shouldn't give you a thing where it just kills your character instantly without actually counting as a death or a kill for the other team, and just allows you to spawn out and get out of jail free. Imagine a time where you're sitting there going off, you're destroying the enemy team, you're about to hit a quad feed or something, and then the fourth dude decides, I don't want to get clipped. And a thing that people do all the time is like turn tail and run, or just dip behind cover so they don't end up getting clipped, right? Nobody wants to get clipped. This guarantees that they won't kill you. Obviously, if you're fast enough anyways. See, that guy hit me, I'm feeling pressure, gonna spawn out. Didn't count as a kill, didn't count as a death, I already had a death, and I ended up killing the guy because he had to readjust in order to even make it to me. He had to completely reset himself. So all these times where the spawns are like going crazy and they end up flipping behind you and there ends up being like 4 or 5 people that are trying to kill you out of nowhere, pick a new operator and you spawn somewhere else. That just shouldn't be possible. If you go and pick an operator, it should not instantly respawn you just like that. It's just stupid. See, I don't like this fight. I'm out. Like, that is so fucking stupid, and I still only have 1 death. I was tagged by that guy. Also, another thing, this provides a whole different type of map pressure as well. For example, if your team is getting spawn trapped, if you get the chance to get free respawns without dying, you have the chance to be able to actually flip spawns for your team and get them out of situations without even actually having to fight out of those spawn traps. You don't need to break it. You can just operator spawn out and then just spawn on the opposite side of the map, and then you end up pulling spawn for your entire team because you're across the map now and you're safe. Oh, this guy has Ajax. He's gonna end up fighting me. Nope. No, he's not. I'm leaving. That's just, it's so stupid. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'm sorry. Although I probably am not gonna have much of a complaint if you do it to Ajax. I'm just saying. Playing Ajax is more offensive than operator spawning. I don't care. I could have actually operator spawned out of that situation because I didn't feel like I was ready for that guy. Really quickly. I could have just never challenged and just went behind cover and just spawned out. So hopefully people over at TREYARCH end up seeing this thing. It's not some ridiculous epidemic. I mean, hold on. Nope. Don't like that fight. Look at that. That's bullshit. I shouldn't be allowed to do that. And I know people are like, why would you make a video on it? You're just gonna make people actually do it and abuse it and show them how to use it. I figured presenting it this way would probably be the best course of action to have it fixed as quickly as possible. Now see, down in situations like this where it's 74, 73, and I don't want to have deaths, because every kill and every death matters a ton right now. It's TDM, 1 kill away, and I could just op spawn completely out of any situation where I could die and potentially lose my team the game for that. It's stupid. I don't know why it's done this way specifically, but I feel like it should be a pretty simple fix. Just change it over to something where it just works like when you're changing your class. It will switch operators after you die. It should not respawn you. That will fix everything. Operator spawning is like playing checkers with somebody, and every time you're about to fucking king him, he punches you in the face and says, fuck you, we're starting over. I also, as far as leaderboards go, I mean, I know that they're pretty buggy and stuff here and there, and they need to get fixed, and theater mode's being weird and buggy as well, so it's difficult for me to show real examples so you can see how just confusing and unfair the whole thing feels like to play against. Feel like you're gonna end up getting a kill on somebody and then they just decide to spawn out no matter how many times you ended up hitting them. As long as they were alive at that moment and they decided to do this, you don't get the kill. You're gypped. Pinned to a corner, operator spawn. Somebody's about to just shoot you and kill you, operator spawn. Don't like your spawn, operator spawn. You're 9-banged, operator spawn. You see Ajax running towards you and you're pinned against the wall, operator spawn. See, I'm all the way over here. I have such an awful spawn right now. I don't like it over here. So this is what I'm gonna... I almost died and I got out. I mean, that's just so unfair. I should be dead. That guy jumped around the corner and got absolutely no reward after guaranteeing that kill. It's bullshit. It's gotta get fixed. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to make a video on this whole thing. Don't really want to drag it on too long or anything like that. But yeah, I just wanted to show exactly how this whole thing works. Hopefully it'll get fixed. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My most recent videos are popping up on the screen here. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. And yeah, it's been Jev, guys. Later. Pussy in my DM.